What's going on, everybody? It's GameUnboxingReviews here, and welcome back to another LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 news update. So in today's video, we're going to be checking out a bunch of brand new screenshots of characters that were announced at Gamescom, but these screenshots give us a much better look at these characters, and they look very, very cool. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so first up here, of course, we can see Hela, the Goddess of Death, who's of course the villain in the upcoming Marvel Studios movie, Thor Ragnarok. And it is so great to see all the villains from the Marvel Studios movies this year in this game, because people love to roleplay the fights that they see in all these films. And I think it's going to be even better this time around with the battle arena, because you could have Hulk and Thor take on Hela if you wanted to, or you could mix it up and put Spider-Man into it if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you how you want the fight to play out. And we haven't really heard anything on the battle arenas since E3, I believe, so hopefully we'll get some more news on that soon. Maybe some stage reveals. Personally, I think it'd be really cool if you could actually fight in different locations based on the areas that are in Chronopolis. So there's a Lemurian stage, a Wakanda one, an Asgardian, New York, Noir, 2099. So many possibilities there, and hopefully we'll see more characters from Thor Ragnarok as well, because we haven't seen Valkyrie, we haven't seen the Grandmaster yet. We have seen classic Grandmaster, but not the Jeff Goldblum one, which I would love to see in the game as well. Next up here, of course, we can see Maestro. Now, this is one of the characters that people have been really hoping to see in the game. And now that he's here, I honestly can't fault this design because he looks absolutely perfect. Of course, we saw from the gameplay from Gamescom that you can actually charge with Captain America's shield, which is really cool. So he should be a very fun big figure to play as in the game. Hopefully, he can also transform it into a old Bruce Banner as well, because the people that watch these videos will know that I absolutely love the transformations in the LEGO games. The fact that you could play as Bruce Banner and turn into the Hulk, or Peter Parker and change into Spider-Man, is just amazing. And the fact that they keep topping that every single year, of course, with LEGO Marvel's Avengers, we had Iron Man suit-ups, which was incredible. It's just, I love to see these in the game, and it would be great to have as many of these as possible in LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. It's not necessarily something that would make or break the game, but it would just be such a cool thing to have, to play as Maestro and to be able to turn into an old Bruce Banner. And I also think it would be a great reference to the comic books as well, because I believe there was a comic where Bruce Banner was kind of disguised as Odin, so you can make him look a bit like Odin as his minifigure design. Again, it wouldn't make it or break it, but it would be a cool feature to have in the game. Now, next up here, of course, we can see Tony Stark from the Old West. Now, this is the Tony Stark that you see in the Marvel Comics Secret Wars 1872. And if you compare this design to the one you see in the comic, they have absolutely nailed it. He looks exactly the same. Really, really cool minifigure design. You can also, of course, see the Old West in the background. And I really hope that Tony Stark and Cowboy Captain America aren't the only cowboy versions of the Avengers that are going to be in this game. Because one of my favorite things about this game is the fact that we're getting popular Marvel characters, but different versions of them from the past and the future. It's just so cool. And also, sticking with the Old West for a second, there is another Old West Captain America that we see in Secret Wars alongside this Tony Stark. It's not the Cowboy Captain America which Jack Kirby drew, which is awesome, but it's a different version. It's more, I guess you could say, more realistic, you know, to the times of the 1872 that you see in the comic. And, you know, I'm not sure if that version is going to be in the game, but I think it would be great to have him anyway, just so you could have two, you know, characters from the Secret Wars comics. But of course, we will just have to wait and see. Now here, of course, we can see Tony Stark is all suited up in the Iron Man Old West armor. Now this is, of course, a steampunk version of Iron Man, and he just looks so cool. And the thing that I was blown away by at the Gamescom gameplay was the fact that, yes, you can suit up into this suit, but you can also take it off, which is something that a lot of people wanted to see after LEGO Marvel's Avengers. It was great to be able to suit up into these armors, but if you wanted to take it off, you had to go back into the menu and select Tony Stark. So the fact that we can do that on the fly now is incredible. I absolutely love that they've added that to the game. And if you don't know, basically when you suit up as Tony Stark Old West in this game, a cowboy comes over and just throws the armor on Tony Stark. Very similar to what Stan Lee did to Tony Stark when he was suiting up in the Iron Man Mark I suit in LEGO Marvel's Avengers. And also, I've circled right here, you can see in the background there's actually a wanted poster for Star-Lord. So maybe Star-Lord gets in a bit of trouble in the Old West in the story of LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. And last but most certainly not least, the final thing we need to talk about is, of course, this screenshot right here. So, in the middle here, of course, we can see Danny Rand, the immortal Iron Fist, while in the background we can see what looks to be Shou-Lao the Undying, which is just so cool. Now, I'll get back to him in a second, but we can see in the background here, this does not look like Chronopolis. I believe that this is actually a level in the game. So imagine if there's actually a level where we play as Danny and we take on Shou-Lao. That to me just sounds incredible, and it means that Iron Fist might be much better to play as in this game, because personally for me, in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 1, I didn't really enjoy playing as Iron Fist, even though I love the character, and in LEGO Marvel's Avengers, he got a bit better. This time around, the way he's standing there with Shou-Lao in the background, it looks so cool, and I honestly think he might be a lot more fun to play as this time around. And going back to Shou-Lao for a second, imagine if that is actually a vehicle in the world, or a mount, or something like that. Imagine if you could actually play as any character and just ride Shou-Lao around Chronopolis and fly around. That would be amazing. But of course, we will just have to wait and see. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Lots of exciting screenshots there. Obviously you can tell from this video the one I was most excited about was the Iron Fist one, but this is what I'm loving about this game, is all the different levels. I honestly think the levels in this game might top the first game, because you've got things like Karnam and Surtur and Shou-Lao, just so many cool picks that weren't in the first game. And obviously the first game had some great boss battles, great missions, all that kind of stuff, but this game honestly might top it in terms of levels. And you know, I think it's really great they've been showing more of Chronopolis, because I think they want the story to be a surprise and not show every mission. We've seen Surtur, we've seen Shou-Lao, you know, stuff like that, but they don't want to give away everything, and I think that's really great. So I think when we actually all sit down and play the story, it's going to be a huge surprise. Not to say that Chronopolis won't be as well, because I am certain there's going to be a lot of hidden secrets and things that we have yet to see from Chronopolis. Anyway guys, I want to thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for lots more videos real soon, and as always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.